Extraordinary results need an extraordinary amount of effort, and that's basically the sentence that carried Jonathan Majors through 18 brutal months of prep. He walked onto the set of Creed 3 15 pounds heavier in pure muscle and down to 5% body fat, playing Damien, the jacked antagonist opposite Michael B. Jordan. You ever looked at a transformation like that and assumed it must be genetics or some secret program that nobody talks about, or a level of dedication you could never realistically pull off? This one's for you. Most people watching a physique like that jump to the wrong conclusion about what actually built it. And once you see the real structure behind it, it stops looking impossible and starts looking like a system that you could actually run for yourself. I'm going to walk you through exactly how Major's team built that transformation, the training split his two coaches actually used, and then I'll get into the real reason it worked, which honestly has very little to do with the workout itself. By the end, you'll have the exact structure, not just the highlight reel. I'm Josh, natural bodybuilding and fat loss coach. I spend most of my week either coaching clients through exactly this kind of body recomposition or breaking down footage like this to show what's actually driving the result. I've had clients chase the add muscle and lose fat at the same time goal for months with nothing to show for it. And every time the fix wasn't a better exercise, it was a better structure, which is exactly what you're about to see here. Majors didn't get there on his own. He had two coaches working with him two different angles. The first was his boxing coach, whose job wasn't just to make Majors look like a fighter on camera, it was to actually get him moving like one. That meant real technical boxing instruction and putting him in the ring to spar with genuine professional fighters, minus the actual punches landing. Because Majors already came in with an athletic background and strong body awareness. He picked up the skill side of boxing fast, but boxing alone was never going to build the amount of muscle the role needed. And that's exactly what his second coach came in, bodybuilding trainer and actor Mark Rhino Smith, crazy name. Smith is one of the ones who built out the actual bodybuilding program, and the structure itself is simple enough that you could run it yourself. Each session targeted two muscle groups, and the bulk of the work was done through roughly 3 supersets per session, pairing 2 exercises back to back, and 1 for each muscle group being trained that day. Take back day as an example. They'd knock out 10 to 12 reps of close grip pull-ups, then move straight into 10 straight leg raises for the abs, back to back with barely any rest between the two movements, and only resting once both exercises in the pair were done. If your training time is limited, this is one of the most efficient ways to structure a session, because you're cutting out the dead time you'd normally spend resting after every single exercise. Here's the part most people miss though. It wasn't the bodybuilding split, it wasn't the boxing, and it wasn't the chicken, turkey and rice diet that actually built this transformation. Those were just the tools. The real driver was for 18 months, Majors restructured his entire life around one outcome. Wake up, train, act, eat, sleep, repeat, on loop for a year and a half straight. It's an old idea about highly successful people that applies directly here. It's really about what they haven't that you don't. It's about what you're carrying that they've cut out. An active social life, a long list of hobbies, habits that keep you comfortable but quietly hold you back. Getting seriously good at 1 or 2 things, whether that's acting, business, or your physique, almost always means deliberately clearing space by cutting something else out, not by adding more. It's never a 1 week or 1 month thing. It's the people willing to grind through years of that kind of focus to actually get the extraordinary result. So here's how to actually use this. Pick 2 muscle groups to train per session and build your split around pairing them, rather than training one group in isolation for an entire workout. Structure the bulk of each session as 3 supersets, 2 exercises back to back, targeting your 2 chosen muscle groups, resting only once you've completed both movements in the pair after each individual set. Run that across 5 sessions a week if your schedule allows it, rotating through your major muscle groups, and track your consistency for at least 12 weeks before you judge whether it's working, because a structure like this only proves itself over months, not days like every other. And finally, if you want this exact kind of structure built specifically around your own goals and schedule, instead of adapting someone else's celebrity program, that's exactly what I build for my one-to-one client. And the details for that are in the description below this video, or you can drop me a message there. That's your lot. Thanks for coming. Peace.